A Myrtle Beach judge on Wednesday denied Pastor John Paul Miller's request for a restraining order against a woman he claimed has been harassing and stalking him in recent months. The ruling came after 3 of the 4 incidents, cited by Miller in his complaint against Melissa Post, were stricken during a lengthy hearing Wednesday morning. At least 2 incidents are needed for a restraining order to be issued. Demonstrators with the Justice for Micah movement have targeted Miller and his Solid Rock ministry since his wife Micah's death in April at the Lumber River State Park in Robeson County. The protests grew out of abuse and harassment allegations that surfaced in the weeks and months following her death, which authorities ruled a suicide. Miller represented himself at the hearing, in which he cited incidents in his complaint that allegedly took place on January 5. One was at the X-Gym Sports Mall on George Bishop Parkway, where Miller said Post called him a son of a B murderer. That same day, Miller said Post followed him from the X-Gym to a Bob Evans restaurant and once again said, "You're a son of a B murderer. I hope you choke on your breakfast." Miller's father, Reginald Wayne Miller, testified about one of the incidents. He said they were attending a church service at the X-Gym, and that 10 to 12 people followed John Paul and screamed at him and called him a murderer as they walked out of the X-Gym. He said he did not see or hear Post make the comment, but recognized her voice from a video of another incident that happened later at a Bob Evans restaurant. Later, while being questioned by Post's attorney, Regina Ward, Miller testified about 2 other incidents on December 22 at the Rat Hole on Socastee Boulevard, where Miller conducted church services. The 2 incidents were stricken from the complaint after Miller testified he could not be sure Post was there. Miller also said he feared for his safety last May and June as protesters gathered outside his Solid Rock Church in the Market Common. He said when he called Myrtle Beach police it was not specifically about Post, whom he said he knew, because she had worked with Micah in the past. At the start of Wednesday's hearing, the judge denied Miller's motion to remove Ward from the case because of a conflict of interest. He said she has talked about him on social media, has cursed at him in court and has called him repeatedly. He argued that Ward could be heard on a TikTok video outside the magistrate's office on Tuesday telling people about the hearing and inviting and telling them to attend. He also provided 2 other videos of interviews Ward did with media, including one with a News 13 reporter. Miller also said Ward has represented Micah's family and is also representing at least one person named in more than a dozen civil complaints he recently filed in Myrtle Beach Magistrate Court. Ward argued that she had never represented him, so there couldn't be a conflict of interest.